Hey, what up, what up? It's Friday night. Just hopping on Facebook on a Friday night, as you do. No, I'm actually getting ready to go meet a friend for dinner and drinks. I'm super excited, but I just wanted to hop on quickly because this has kind of been on my mind all day, and so I just want to talk about it. And I was scrolling through Instagram, as you do, and I saw this post that said, there will never be the perfect time to heal your relationship with food and your body. And that just really struck me because it's so true. And this goes for, yes, for healing your relationship with food and your body, or, trying to lose weight, starting on your weight loss journey or starting on your health journey or anything like that. But you can apply this to any area of your life, right? Anything that you're striving for, there's no such thing as a perfect time to start. And that is where a lot of us get held back, is thinking that there will be a perfect time to start, right? And so we go, okay, well, I want to make these changes, but I've got travel coming up. I've got holidays coming up. I've got these social engagements. I'm really busy at work, blah, 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 blah. Like, there's always going to be reasons, right? And then they just keep piling on, piling on, piling on. Well, I've got this reason, so I'll wait until this date. And then that date comes. You're like, well, now I've got this, this, and this going on, so I'll wait till this date. And then that date comes. Well, now all this crap is happening, so now I'll wait till this date, right? And then you just keep pushing it back. And then you just never even start, right? Like I said the other day in a written post, the only way that you can fail is by quitting. That's the only way you can fail. But really, also, that can be said for not even starting, right? Just being frozen in inaction. Like, you'll never reach your goals if you never start. Right? So we've got to stop thinking that there is a perfect time to start, because there's just not, because life is always happening and stuff is always going to be flying at you, catching you off guard, stressing you out. And there's just never going to be a time where everything lines up just so that everything is miraculously easy and you can just follow through like that, right? So let's just be real honest and just realize that, right? There is no such thing as a perfect time to start. So guess what? Just start now. Just start now. And you might be like, but what about all these things that I have going on? I can't start now. Freak out. So, first of all, release the thought that you have to do a million things all at once in order to achieve your goals. Because you don't, right? Especially when it comes to weight loss and getting healthy and all this, we think, okay, well, I'm going to start on this journey, which means that I need to completely clear out my kitchen and I need to eat all healthy foods. I can never have any unhealthy foods, and I have to go to the gym all the time. I have to get my 8 hours of sleep. I need to cut this out. I need to count that. I need to do this. And right? And you think you have to do all the things all at once. And then that's why you think that there has to be a perfect time for you to start, because you're trying to turn your life upside down, and that will never work. That is never fun. That is never sustainable. And that's exactly why we stay stuck in inaction, because you're trying to do everything at once. And you're trying to bite off more than you can chew. And that feels terrible. And it is impossible to keep that up. And so then what? You can't keep it up. Either you don't start, or you start and you try to do all the things and you can't keep up with it. And then you can't keep up with it. And then you feel guilty and terrible, right? And then you quit. And then that's the only time that you've ever failed, right? Because you quit. So release the thought that you have to do everything all at once, and instead ask yourself, what is one thing that I can do that would take me 1% closer to reaching my goals, right? This is the 1% rule, I guess you could say. 1% shift every day. Guess what? That adds up to massive changes over time. Massive changes over time without you even realizing that it's happening. That's the thing. By saying, what is one thing I can do for myself today? What's one shift I can make? What's one thing I can do to shift my experience 1%, take me 1% closer to my goals? If you just keep doing that every day, Instead of, I have to do this and this and this and this and this, and I'll never do it. There's never going to be a perfect time. Life is terrible. Just say, what's one thing that I can do today for myself? And ask yourself that every day. And when you break it down that simply, it becomes so much easier to follow through, right? Because you're honest with yourself every day. You get to assess how much time you have. You get to assess, what's going on that day, and then make your choice accordingly. What is one thing I can do for myself? And then you follow through with it every day. You have success. And then it feels so good that then you can start adding more and more and more, right? Before you know it, you've built new healthy habits. You've built habits. You're taking yourself closer to your goal without it feeling like effort, without it feeling hard, without it feeling like you're turning your life upside down. It becomes easy. Easy changes. These tiny little shifts lead to massive changes over time. And all you have to do is ask yourself each day, how can I shift my experience 1%? How can I do one thing? Maybe it's like you have a side of veggies instead of fries. That's your one thing, right? Maybe you have a healthy snack instead of a bag of chips or cookies or something. Maybe instead of sitting browsing Instagram for 15 minutes, you go for a walk. Right? Maybe instead of browsing Instagram for 5 minutes, you journal. Right? Just start where maybe it's having one extra glass of water in your day. Right? Like it does not have to be anything massive. It can be as simple as that. And you'll start to realize by breaking it down into those such simple steps, you will have so much more success than thinking you have to do everything all at once and either not being able to follow through with that or never starting, right? You'll never reach your goals if you never start. So just bloody start. Just start right now and start small. And in a few months, a year's time, you will look back and be like, wow, I have changed so much and never once did that feel hard or punishing or restricting or terrible. What? So that's all it takes. Just be honest with yourself. There's no perfect time. So just start now. Start small. 1% shift every day. You will start to notice massive changes. All right. Happy Friday. I hope you guys have a good weekend. If you haven't heard, I'm doing my free self-love workshop in my group, Be Healthy, Be Happy, on Sunday afternoon. And I'm really excited about it. It's all for women. Designed to help you start loving yourself. Stop judging yourself. Start loving yourself. So I hope to see you there. All right. Bye-bye.